Good morning, my bananas. It's Brianna. And today is 420. So we are celebrating Snoop Dogg by doing a recipe out of his cookbook, of course. We're going to do some waking bacon with some Billionaire's bacon. So whether or not you celebrate 420, we're going to make some really good food. We're actually going to make two recipes. Billionaire's bacon, and then we're going to make this omelet that the bacon goes inside. Okay? He's got some stories up here too that I have to read for you. So, Billionaire's bacon. This is for you when you want some real player shit and ain't got time for that regular swine. I've heard this called Millionaire's bacon. Some black pepper for that smoke, a little fire from some red pepper flakes, and a heap of brown sugar like D'Angelo. And you've just fried up a pile of Uncle Snoopy's Billionaire bacon. Just like my guy Justin Timberlake, and as my other homie Sean Parker said in the Zuckerberg flick, The Social Network, $1 million isn't cool. You know what's cool? $1 billion. Now eat up and go get that. So there's Billionaire's bacon story. I mean, I would like $1 million, but you know, that would be cool. Anyways, let me get all my ingredients out. Okie doke. So I got this pan lined with foil, a little rack on top of it. It doesn't exactly fit my little rack, but that's okay, it's at a slant. So this says, all right, preheat your oven. Preheat your oven to 400. It also says to just take the bacon and then put the toppings on top of it and cook it like that. What I'm gonna do is cook the bacon a little bit first and then put the toppings on it and then finish the baking, because I like crispy bacon. I think bacon should be crispy because it's got all this fat on it. If you like jiggly fat to chew on, that's your thing. But I think fat should be crispy. It's like pork rinds. Like, you don't want pork rinds to be soggy, right? No. That's disgusting. So I'm gonna lay out, it's just supposed to be 8 pieces of bacon. I actually don't know if 8's gonna fit on here. I fit 6 on there. But if you have a regular oven, you could probably fit 8 pieces of bacon in your oven. I always get confused when you open a new Ziploc bag if it's open already or not. And that one was. I'm going to mix together 1/2 cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon each of red pepper flakes, and cracked black pepper. Screw this little shaker on here. Here you go. Let's do a little more. Let me pop in my bacon real fast. So I'm gonna let that cook maybe halfway. Probably like 5-6 minutes. And then I'm gonna mix this all together and I'm gonna put that on top of the bacon and let it keep cooking. It says for 25 to 30 minutes, but it also says it's done when it's like nice and caramelized and crispy. Alrighty. So I'm gonna come back when this bacon comes out. Okay, you guys, I got my bacon out of the oven. I made sure it was nice and crispy. But some of these, like one end of this one did not get crispy on the bottom. But I'm gonna try the crispiest one I can find. Ready? Oh my goodness, yes. It is nice and crispy. I got hickory smoked bacon, so it's already kind of smoky. Smoky with the pepper also. A little bit spicy with the red pepper flake. And it's not too sweet. Heck yeah. Moving on to the Mile-High Omelet. Now you're sitting on some stacks with that Billionaire's bacon and thinking, what could possibly come next? Yes, a wise man named Meek once said, there were levels to this shit, even breakfast. So let's take it up a notch. Why don't we? Keep the fire on that pan, chop up some onions, break that bacon into bits, crack some eggs, and baby, we can whip it. Whip it right. Right into that pan, that is. Now grab Mrs. Butterworth and douse that omelet with more flavor than a lifesaver. This is a big timer's breakfast feast, so don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. All right. So let me get my omelet ingredients out. Okay. So I got 4 eggs in a bowl here. I've cut up some chives and 3 pieces of my bacon. This says you want 4 pieces of bacon, but it says cut up 2 and keep 2 whole. And I think it's for garnish. So I just cut up 3 so I can put it all inside. Now, I literally just cut this stuff up with my kitchen shears. These should always be separate from your regular scissors, okay? These are sharper. They're meant for cutting up meat and stuff like that. And you're obviously washing it in between uses. Okay, kitchen shears. Keep that in mind. Now I'm gonna beat up these eggs with a little bit of water. Make sure my whisk doesn't fly off. Make sure my pan is preheating. Not too high, like medium heat. Put some butter in there. When you're whipping up your eggs, you want to get as much air whipped up into it as possible so your eggs are more fluffy. So a big whisk helps. Bigger, like, whisking motion helps. Whisking it for a longer time also helps. Just make sure there's it's kind of frothy. There's lots of bubbles in it before you start cooking it. It's nice and mixed. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make the perfect omelette. Make sure it's nice and whipped. Let's put a little bit of salt and pepper down. Okay, so as this cooks, we're gonna gently like grab the egg from the edge and move it towards the center. But don't scramble it. Don't break it up too much, because we're trying to keep it all formed, right? As it's starting to firm, I'm going to roll these like raw eggs around the pan more so it kind of coats the empty space. Just keep kind of like scooting the raw egg back towards the middle a little bit and then back around the pan. So all the egg is getting cooked, but it's also being formed into one egg being. Okay, so it's mostly cooked. It still looks a little moist on top. That's fine. As long as you can see visible parts of the egg whites, the egg is cooked. So we're going to put a good amount of cheddar cheese. And a tablespoon of my chives. Save a little bit for the top. Just cook that another 30 seconds to a minute. As that bacon sits, it gets crunchier. So good. It's spicy. Just make sure my cheese is getting melted a little bit. Put in my bacon. Okay, I'll save a little bit for the top, I guess. Okay, turn this off. Grab yourself a plate. Make sure this omelet isn't sticking. Flip it over in your pan. And then it's on the edge of your pan, so you can just scoot it onto your plate. Beautiful. Could even put a little more cheese on top. More onion. More bacon. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys are ready for this. I don't know if I am. Tangled. Okay. Got a fork ready. Let's try this thing. And try it from the middle so I get all the stuff in it. Still kind of steamy. This is really good. It's gonna be nice and hearty from the eggs and the bacon. Nice and comforting with the cheese and the brown sugar on the bacon. It's so crispy. The chives just kind of brighten it up with the onioniness. The book mentioned dousing it in syrup. Mrs. Butterworth, to be exact. But let me try. I have this cheap brand syrup. Let's try and dip it in the syrup. That's a really good suggestion. That brings out the sweetness in the bacon. It kind of brings out all the other flavors too. That really enhances everything in that. All right. Good couple of recipes we just did. And it wasn't too hard, right? It was easy. Nice and hearty breakfast for 420. So thanks for watching. Happy 420. Like and subscribe, share with your friends. I'll see you next week with another video. Bye-bye.